A bargain house I snagged at a low price. I just moved into my new home. Suddenly, someone sent a message in the homeowners group chat. I have an announcement. My son is taking the Gaokao college entrance exam this year to ensure he can focus entirely on his final sprint. I have drafted a quiet pact for the residents of this building during the Gaokao. First, turning on air conditioners is prohibited. The outdoor units are too noisy and will disturb my son's exam preparation. Second, residents are prohibited from using the elevator. Everyone must take the stairs. Third, using washing machines is prohibited. Everyone must switch to hand washing. Fourth, using flush toilets is prohibited. The flushing sound is too loud and will affect my son's studies. If you really need to use the bathroom, showering creates noise. There was a long list after that, but I completely lost the desire to read it. Not allowing AC on a 40°C day, not allowing showers, and even banning the toilet. This is stricter than the rules of a concentration camp. Starting today, all residents of this building must voluntarily abide by this pact. Now, group owner, please tag everyone for me. The strange thing was, no one in the group was cursing him out. They could hold it in, but I certainly couldn't. Just as I was about to retort, that guy sent another message. This time, he tagged me directly. At 8:02, you must be my neighbor. Let me tell you, your outdoor AC unit is right next to my son's study room. It buzzes like a tractor. He can't study at all. I can't control others, but you must turn it off. You're not allowed to turn it on, day or night. Good lord, I hadn't even spoken yet, and he was already naming names and giving orders. It's a 40-degree day, and you want me to turn off my AC. Why don't you send your son to the North Pole to study? There are no ACs in the North Pole. What's with your attitude? My son is in the top 100 in the city. He's aiming for Tsinghua and Peking University. If you hold him back, can you take that responsibility? Him getting into Tsinghua or Peking Uni has nothing to do with my AC. If he can't even handle this little noise, I'd say he shouldn't bother going to Tsinghua or Peking Uni. Beijing is bustling and much louder. You're just jealous. Let me tell you, your outdoor unit is extremely loud. My son said it gives him a headache. If you don't turn it off today, I'll go straight to the property management tomorrow. Let's see how long you can stay arrogant. His wife, Lu Ruyan, also chimed in. Exactly. Young man, you just moved in. You don't know the rules. Everyone in this building has to serve my child's Gaokao. The previous family that lived in 802, knowing our child was taking the Gaokao, moved away voluntarily. Why can't you learn from them? I almost laughed out loud from anger. Voluntarily moved away? They clearly moved away because they couldn't stand you guys. No wonder the house price was so low. Auntie, your son taking the Gaokao is your family's business, not mine. I pay for my electricity, so I'll run my AC. If you find it noisy, buy your son some earplugs. It only costs $3. Buy your ass. Why should my son wear earplugs? Why don't you dismantle your AC? I'm telling you, I'll smash that outdoor unit of yours sooner or later. Young man, you need to be kind. Our son studies every day until 2 a.m. while you're enjoying your air conditioning. Doesn't your conscience hurt? What does the time your son studies have to do with me? He's not my son. If he calls me dad, I might consider it. Hearing this, the male owner of 801 instantly exploded. How the F***CK are you speaking? Are you looking for death? Let me tell you, my son's Gaokao is the most important thing. If anyone dares to affect him, I'll fight them to the bitter end. The neighbor across the hall sent voice messages greeting my ancestors going back 18 generations. I was too lazy to even click and listen. Just then, the auntie downstairs who pulled me into the group sent me a private message. Young man, you absolutely shouldn't provoke that family in 801. Everyone in the building knows. Whoever offends them will never have a peaceful day. The previous residents of 802 moved away because they couldn't stand them anymore. No wonder no one else in the group dared to speak. They were afraid of drawing trouble to themselves. But I might not be good at other things, but dealing with vicious people is my specialty. 801 was still yapping in the group. Over and over again, it was just the same curses. I'm already immune to those kinds of words. We have plenty of days ahead anyway. I couldn't be bothered to argue with him right now. Turned off my phone and slept soundly. The next day was the weekend. It was 40 degrees outside. I couldn't stand the heat any longer, so I thought about turning on the AC for a bit. Right after I pressed the remote, less than a minute later, there was a loud banging on my door. I opened the door to look. A bald man with a face full of aggressive flesh was standing there. Beside him was a woman with curly hair and a mean, bitter look on her face. The bald man immediately roared, "Did you turn on your air conditioner?" "Yeah, it's 40 degrees. If I don't turn on the AC, what should I turn on? Are you F***king deaf? What did I say in the group chat yesterday? Air conditioners are forbidden. My son is studying. Your outdoor unit is so loud. How is he supposed to do his practice test?" After he said that, I even listened for a moment. I couldn't hear any noise at all. If your son can't do his practice tests because of this tiny bit of noise, then he shouldn't bother taking the exam at all. The bald man glared at me with wide eyes, reaching out as if to shove me. Lu Ruyan held him back and said to me in a sarcastic tone, "Young man, you're newly moved in, right? I advise you to know what's good for you. Our son's grades are exceptionally good. He's always top 100 in mock exams. He's aiming for Tsinghua and Peking. If you delay his future, will your conscience be at peace for the rest of your life?" "Oh, but what the hell does that have to do with me?" "You F***king say that again." I said, "If your son is so delicate and can't stand a little noise, then he should be living in a villa. Why don't you guys move to a villa? Do you not want to? Will you die if you don't turn on the AC? I'll die of heat. Do you want to check the temperature on your phone? It reached 40 degrees today. A calm mind naturally cools you down." "Young man, you are too impetuous." After she said that, I looked at her husband in surprise. The bald man was already sweating profusely. "Do you want to turn around and look at your husband? He's about to drown in sweat." A grown man acting all wishy-washy. "I told you you do F** king turn it off. You must turn it off. Can you stop F** king swearing? Have some F** king manners? Alright, fine. You're playing games with me, right? You must turn off the AC today, and you're not allowed to use it later either. If you don't turn it off, I'll come knock on your door every day. I glanced at the two of them, nodded, and turned back into my apartment. I lowered the AC temperature to 16 degrees, and then shut the door, letting them yell outside. Open the door. Open the F** king door. You little bastard. You just wait. I'll show you. I opened my phone and saw the bald man starting up in the group chat again. New tenant in 802. Let me tell you, if you dare to turn on the AC again, don't blame me for not being polite. My son has 3 months left until the Gaokao. You have to endure it for these 3 months. If you are hot, go buy a fan. Don't use the AC. Lu Ruyan chimed in too. Exactly. No civic-mindedness at all. Our son getting into Tsinghua or Peking Uni is an honor for the whole building. Why can't you cooperate a bit? Nah, I won't turn it off. People like you just can't bear to see others succeed. Yes, I am. So what? Die mad about it, you two shameless crazy geezers. After sending that message, I directly muted the group chat. I couldn't be bothered to look anymore. The bald man cursed me out in the group for a full hour. He demanded the group admin kick me. The admin was a mild-mannered person, too afraid to offend him, but also really had no reason to kick me, so he just played dead. The next morning, when I went out for work, I found an A4 piece of paper pasted on my door. Written on it in large red letters, warning to the resident of 802. You have violated the building's Gaokao Quiet Pact. Turn on your AC again, and face the consequences. I took a couple of looks, then tore it down and threw it in the trash. When I came back in the evening, I found another piece of paper pasted on my door. This one was even larger, covering half my door. I casually tore it down, turned around, and shoved it under the door of 801. Back inside, I messaged the auntie downstairs, planning to learn more about my neighbors. Knowing yourself and your enemy guarantees victory. Young man, that couple is just like that. If anyone messes with them, they can torment you for months. The previous tenants of 802 moved away because they couldn't stand being constantly plastered with notes, having their door knocked, and having dirty water splashed at their door. That's why they moved out. Why don't you just yield a little? Auntie, rest assured, my biggest virtue is that I never yield. Not only did I not turn off my AC, I even turned the temperature lower, and I continued to use my washing machine and take showers as usual. The bald man was so angry he almost passed out. Lu Ruyan sent a long voice message in the group chat, crying about how hard it was for them as a couple, how much they sacrificed for their child. She said a selfish, despicable person like me simply didn't deserve to live in this community. Your hardships are your own choices. I didn't force you. If you feel wronged, just turn your AC on. No one's stopping you. The bald man didn't play the victim this time. He instantly blew up. Turn your F** king. I felt this bald old man really had no manners. We trash talked and cursed each other out in the group. The things the two of us said to each other, if posted on a certain short video app, would have to be completely censored. After passionately discussing the topic of human reproduction and greeting each other's relatives for an hour, I put down my phone, feeling unfulfilled, took a shower, turned on the AC, and slept comfortably. In the middle of the night, I was woken up by a knocking on my door. I checked my phone. It was 2:10 a.m. The bald man's voice came from outside. Open the door. Open the door right now. I threw on some clothes and walked over. Looking through the peephole, I saw him standing there in large shorts, holding a wrench. I opened the door just a crack. What do you want? In the middle of the night. Your F** king AC is still on. My son was woken up. Do you know that? He has a mock exam tomorrow. So what? Are you going to turn it off or not? No. Believe it or not, I'll smash your outdoor unit right now. Go ahead and try to smash it. If you do, I'll call the police. Vandalizing private property. The amount involved exceeds 2,000 yuan. That's enough to get you locked up for a few days. While your son is taking his mock exam, you'll be locked up in the police station. Do you think that's appropriate? The bald man's hand froze in midair. Lu Ruyan had come out at some point too. Standing behind him, she shouted at the top of her lungs, "Don't waste words on him. Smash it." So what if we smash it? We're doing this for our child. Even if the police come, they have to be reasonable. Are you guys illiterate? The police follow the law, not your reasons. If you smash it, it's breaking the law. It doesn't matter what your reason is. The bald man gritted his teeth, raising and lowering the wrench in his hand. I yawned. Have you decided yet? If not, I'm going back to sleep. You two can discuss it slowly. After that, I just shut the door. Outside, I could hear him smashing the wall and Lu Ruyan cursing up a storm. I put in my earplugs, rolled over, and went back to sleep. I slept all the way until 10 a.m. the next day. Feeling hungry, I ordered some delivery. Then I lay in bed watching short videos. Just as I was laughing out loud, the delivery driver called. "Hello, just leave it at the door." The driver sounded a bit troubled. "Bro, maybe you should come out and get it. I really can't leave it at your door." "What's wrong? Come out and see for yourself." Hearing this, I put on my pajamas and went to open the door. As soon as I opened it, a pungent stench hit my face. Looking closely, the floor outside my door was completely covered in garbage. I didn't even need to guess. I knew it was the crazy couple next door. The delivery guy was standing helplessly by the elevator holding my food. I stood at my doorway and reached out, signaling him to hand it to me. "Give it to me." The driver gingerly handed it over. I took the food, set it inside, then put on gloves and gathered up all the garbage into a bag. I calmly knocked on my neighbor's door. The bald man came out, looking very impatient. "What? You left your things at my door." The bald man was taken aback. "What?" In the next second, I dumped everything in the bag right onto his bald head. Then I quickly opened my door and dodged inside in a flash. By the time the bald man slapped his slippers over to me, I had already slammed my door shut. It was silent outside for a moment, followed immediately by a high-pitched scream. Screaming so loud that someone in the group chat asked who was slaughtering a pig and if they could buy some meat. Then Lu Ruyan came out too, asking in a panic, "What happened?" "Oh, honey, why do you smell so bad?" "Oh." And then the cursing went from one person to two people. "You little bastard, come out here. See if I don't tear you apart." I was in a great mood, just pretended I couldn't hear. With the cool breeze from the AC AC. I slept deeper than a pig. I don't know how long they yelled outside before stopping. When I went out the next day, a stench worse than garbage hit my face. It almost knocked me out. I quickly pinpointed the source of the foul smell. Good lord, my door was entirely smeared with kitchen waste. I hired someone to clean the door. I didn't go argue with the neighbors. Arguing only works with reasonable people. When fighting with scoundrels, you can only be more of a scoundrel. I went online and bought a bottle of high-concentration stinky tofu extract. It was supposedly biological weapon grade. Waited 2 days. The goods arrived. Taking advantage of when the couple went out to drop their kid at school, I sneaked over and gave their doorframe and floor mat a thorough baptism. I didn't spare the dozen pairs of shoes scattered around either. Sprayed them all to my heart's content. Around 7 p.m., the couple returned. As soon as the elevator doors opened, the woman wrinkled her nose first. What's that smell? The bald man smelled it too. Looking around, the two walked to their door. The woman took out her key to insert it into the lock, but suddenly stopped. Leaning against the wall, she started dry heaving. The bald man also covered his nose, his face turning red. I saw it clearly through the peephole, my stomach hurting from laughing. The next second, with a loud bang, someone kicked my door fiercely from outside. You get the F***CK out here. I opened the door. The bald man's finger almost poked into my nostril. Is this your doing, boy? Doing what? Stop F***king playing dumb. That stench at our door. Who else could it be but you? You splashed SH**T on our door, didn't you? My door was smeared with that stuff too. I haven't found the culprit yet either. Why don't you help me analyze? Who in this building is so wicked? The veins on the bald man's neck bulged with anger. He reached out to grab my collar. I raised my hand, locked onto his wrist, unmoved. Comparing strength? I've trained in combat for 5 years. I've never been afraid of anyone. Lu Ruyan rushed out at this moment too. You heartless bastard. Our child is about to take the Gaokao. Doing these dirty things at our door. Aren't you afraid of karma? Let me tell you, if my son is affected and can't get into a good university, you'll never have peace for the rest of your life. We won't let you off. You wicked, smoking son of a bitch. You person who'll give birth to a son without an asshole. Your son will indeed have a hard time getting into uni, but it won't be because of me. It'll be because of you too. Shameless crazy geezers. Do you think you're some ancient landlord? This building is not your private property. I'll do whatever I want. When you have free time, don't just scheme how to harm people. Read more books. Who are you calling uneducated? I didn't say that. You felt it yourself. Lu Ruyan's face turned green. She opened her mouth to continue cursing. The bald man pulled hard to get his hand back. I let go. He staggered and almost lost his footing. Fine. You've got guts, boy. Let me tell you, this feud is settled. You just wait. I'm waiting. Alright. If you two are done cursing, I'm going back in to enjoy my AC. It's 40 degrees. Don't get heat stroke. The stench at their door lingered for a whole week. Neighbors upstairs and downstairs muttered in the group chat, asking if 801 was cooking shit in their house. The couple was so angry they called out and cursed people one by one in the group. Whoever brought it up got cursed. The auntie downstairs messaged me privately. Xiao Chen, you really locked horns with that couple? Ha, they are scoundrels. Can you fight them all by yourself? Don't worry, auntie. I'm a scoundrel too. After this incident, next door was quiet for 2 days. Just when I thought they were finally behaving, my delivery food started disappearing. I definitely left it at your door. I searched several times. It's really not there. Did you take a picture? I was in a hurry. Didn't take one. Forget it. Just my bad luck. I'll compensate you for the meal. Just don't give me a bad review, okay? Alright. The next day after work, I ordered food again. As soon as the delivery guy hung up, I immediately went out. But I found the food was still gone. I started to realize something was wrong. Could it be the couple next door stealing it? There are only 2 apartments per floor. It's just our 2 households here. My eyes darted around, and I came up with an idea. That night, me in the next door crazy couple had another argument in the group chat. The cause was him complaining I kept the AC on too late, saying it affected his son's rest. Your son sleeps all day and is full of energy playing games at night. How is my AC affecting him? He was choked on my words and couldn't speak, so he started swearing again. I rebutted him line by line until he was completely speechless and could only send a string of ellipses in the group. I won the argument. Feeling good, I ordered a bowl of malatang. Note, extra sesame paste, less spicy. This time I hid directly by the staircase. When the delivery guy arrived, I just took the food into my house, added some special ingredients, and put it back at the door. Early the next morning, I went out to work and happened to meet the bald man leaving next door. He saw me. His expression was very arrogant. Was the delivery tasty? Who ate your delivery? Stop making false accusations. It doesn't matter if you ate it. It was meant for you to eat anyway. What do you mean? Nothing much. I ordered it specifically for you, since you always steal my food. I thought, instead of you sneaking around taking it, I might as well generously give it to you. However, I added something inside. What did you put in there? The bald man instantly vomited all over the floor. I dodged his vomit and unhurriedly headed out to work. When I ordered delivery at noon at the office, I suddenly realized the driver was the same one who compensated me last time. I took the opportunity to return the money to him as a tip. Finally had a satisfying meal. But who knew when I got off work, I found my key couldn't fit into the lock. Looking down, my keyhole was blocked with glue. Fine, playing dirty, huh? I directly called a locksmith, spent 300 yuan, and changed to a new lock. Then I went to the property management to check the cameras. But coincidentally, the camera on our floor happened to be broken. Property management said it was reported for repair last month, and no one ever came to fix it. Couldn't be more of a coincidence. I wasn't in a hurry to settle the score with them. Instead, I went online and bought 502 superglue, a pinhole camera, and a Bluetooth speaker. I installed the camera in the gap of the door frame. You wouldn't spot it unless you looked closely. The speaker was hidden on top of the fire hydrant box in the hallway, connected to my phone's Bluetooth. As for that bottle of 502 superglue, I had a great use for it. With preparations done, I just waited for the fish to take the bait. The next morning, I was at the office working. The monitoring app on my phone suddenly popped up an alert. I tapped it to look and almost burst out laughing. The bald man's wife, wearing floral pajamas, sneaked out from the apartment across the hall, clutching a bottle of 502 superglue. She looked left and right, confirming no one was in the hallway. Then she tiptoed to my door, crouched down, and aimed at the keyhole, ready to squeeze. Right at that moment, I pressed the talk button and yelled at maximum volume. "Auntie, what are you doing?" The speaker in the hallway blared suddenly. Lu Ruyan shuddered in fright. The glue bottle dropped straight onto the floor. She stood up abruptly, looking around everywhere, trying to figure out where the sound came from. "Auntie, pouring glue into other people's keyholes. That's not very nice. I have cameras right here. High definition, uncensored. Your every move has been recorded." She panicked, turned around to run, but halfway there, she suddenly remembered the glue bottle was still on the floor. She turned back and bent down to pick it up. As she stood up, her hand subconsciously grabbed the door handle to support herself. Then her expression turned from panic to confusion, and from confusion to terror, because she couldn't take her hand off. That bottle of 502 glue had been smeared on my own door handle. I was actually worried they'd come out too late and the glue would dry, but I didn't expect them to be in such a rush. Just perfectly fell into my trap. "Xianzi!" The door across the hall opened. The bald man poked his head out. "What's wrong? Why are you yelling?" Then he saw Lu Ruyan crouching by my door, one hand gripping my door handle tightly, like a rat with its paw caught in a trap. "What are you doing? Get up!" "I can't get up. My hand is stuck." "What do you mean your hand is stuck? There's glue on the door handle." The bald man rushed over, bending down to look at Lu Ruyan's hand, and reached out to pull. But he was smart enough not to touch the door handle directly. Instead, he grabbed her sleeve and pulled outward. "Ow, ow, ow." Lu Ruyan screamed like a slaughtered pig. They struggled for several minutes, but the hand wouldn't budge. Watching from my phone, my stomach hurt from laughing. The bald man suddenly looked up, looked around, and roared into the hallway. "Is it you? 802. You get the F***CK out here." My voice came through the speaker. "Yo. What can I do for you?" "Why the F***CK did you put glue on your door handle?" "It's my door handle. I put some glue to secure it." "So what? What about your wife?" "Early in the morning, not staying in her own house." "What is she doing at my door? Trying to sabotage something, I bet?" "Bullshit. We are law-abiding citizens. Why would we sabotage?" "Stop talking so much. Help me get her unstuck." The bald man had no choice, ran back inside and got a bottle of nail polish remover and some cotton swab, crouched on the floor, applying it bit by bit between Lu Ruyan's fingers, applied for a long time. The glue still wouldn't budge. What a joke. This glue was specially customized. The seller swore at the time. "Customer, if this glue doesn't stick, I'll give you my son." What more needs to be said? The seller was truly legit. At 40 degrees high temperature, the hallway was like a steamer. The couple braved the heat wave, struggling desperately at my door. Her hand in the door handle remained motionless, loving each other dearly like conjoined twins. The bald man looked like he had just taken a shower, drenched in sweat. Sweat beads dripped down from his face. He couldn't even wipe them fast enough. Lu Ruyan squatted there. Her arm got sore from holding it up, and she started cursing him. "Why are you so useless? You've been at it forever and still can't get it open." The bald man was already furious, and this scolding set him off. "You're useful? If you're so useful, why couldn't you even block a keyhole right? Got caught red-handed and got your hand glued to their door. You still have the nerve to talk about me. You blame me? Weren't you the one who told me to do it? Who knew you'd be so useless? You're a grown man, hiding at home, making a woman go out and do this kind of thing, and you despise me for being useless. Are you even a man? I'm not a man. If I'm not a man, why did you marry me? I was blind when I married you. Then leave now. Leave." The couple argued more and more fiercely. Their voices were loud enough for the whole floor to hear. I was laughing loudly behind the camera. My stomach cramped from laughing. The bald man was swearing vigorously when he suddenly heard my laughter. He roared at the speaker in the hallway. "What are you laughing at?" "Nothing. Just think you two have such a great relationship. On such a hot day, doing arts and crafts together at my door." Hearing my words, the bald man trembled with rage. Sweat drops flew everywhere. "Get my wife down right now, or I'm calling the police." "Go ahead." "Perfect. Let the police come and see. Your wife holding 502 superglue, squatting at my door. What exactly is going on here? I'd like to know how the police will rule." The bald man opened his mouth, but couldn't say a word. "Are you going to help me or not? My arm is about to break." "How can I help you? Can't you see I've been trying to fix it?" "Then hurry up. This glue won't come off." "Didn't you hear him? It's customized." "Then what do we do? I can't just squat here forever." The couple started arguing again. Then my manager came by to check on us. I quickly closed my phone and worked seriously. When I remembered again, an hour had passed. On the camera, the couple was still there. They even brought out a large fan, blowing vigorously at them. The bald man seemed to have found a method. Lu Ruyan wiggled her hand and finally yanked it off the door handle. A layer of skin was torn off. It looked painful. Then the couple crept back into their house in disgrace. I exported the surveillance video just now, snipped a few wonderful moments, packed them all up, and sent them to the homeowner group chat. Caption: "The neighbor auntie came to do volunteer work at my door, helping test the quality of my door handle. Test results: great quality. Her hand got stuck to it. Thanks to the auntie for cooperating." The building had suffered from the couple in 801 for a long time. Once my highlight reel was posted, the group instantly blew up. "Ah ha 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 ha, I'm dying of laughter. Went for wool and came home shorn. Serves them right." Could it be they did it as well? The bald man sent a voice message in the group. Why are you sending this? This is invading our privacy. I filmed my own door. Whose privacy did I invade? If you feel I invaded your privacy, call the police. Let the police investigate. How my keyhole was blocked yesterday. The bald man didn't dare to say anything else. The auntie downstairs private messaged me. Xiao Chen, you're too wicked for this. Ha 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 ha. But well done. The whole building is sick of them. Auntie, you've lived in this building with them for a long time. Were they like this before too? It's a long story. They moved in 3 years ago. Every year around March or April, they start acting up. Isn't the Gaokao just this year? How could they act up every year? Because it's not their son's first year taking the Gaokao. This year is the third year. He's been retaking it for 3 years? Yes. The first year they said he didn't perform well. Missed the undergraduate cutoff by 20 points. The second year they said the exam environment was too noisy. Didn't pass again. This is the third year. The couple acted like they were insane, causing trouble right after the new year. So what level is their son actually at? The auntie sent a speechless emoji. Honestly, I've seen the kid a few times. Looks quite honest. He just doesn't go out much and doesn't talk when he sees people. Looks very introverted. Totally different from this couple. But they argue every day. Last time the man yelled something about 3 years. 3 years, and you can't even get into an undergrad program. The woman was just crying. The kid never made a sound. So they're taking out the frustration of their child's poor grades on the neighbors. Exactly. Last year a young girl lived upstairs, just graduated and started working. Often came back late from overtime. Made a bit of noise walking. The bald man insisted her walking was disturbing his son's studies. He went to her door and cursed at her for a week. Said every nasty thing you could imagine. The girl lived alone. Was too scared to go home. Finally couldn't take it anymore and moved out. Didn't property management care? What could they do? When management came, they played the victim. Said the Gaokao is a huge deal. Asked them to be understanding. Property management couldn't do anything about them. After all, they didn't get physical. It was just cursing. Calling the police didn't work either. Later, nobody in the building dared to mess with them. Tolerate it if you can. Hide if you can. Xiao Chen, I'm telling you this, so you know. You're not the first person to clash with them, but the people they dealt with before, in the end, were tormented until they gave up. Either endured it or moved away. You are different. You're not afraid of them. This is a good thing, but you also have to be careful. This couple is petty and hold grudges. They are capable of anything. Okay, thanks, auntie. After the glue incident, the opposite apartment was quiet for a while. I knew they wouldn't just drop it, but I couldn't be bothered to guess what crap they were holding in. Let the soldiers deal with the enemy, and the earth stopped the flood. That night, I was playing games at home with the AC on. My screen suddenly went black. I just paid the electricity bill the day before yesterday. It couldn't be unpaid. I roughly knew what was going on. I got up, went out, and walked to the electrical box in the hall. Opened the box and took a look. Just as expected, the breaker for my house had been pulled down. I pushed it back up, turned around and went back inside. The game had just reconnected, and before I even got to the jungle, it went black again. Now I was certain it didn't trip. It was man-made. I pushed the switch up, then quietly went back inside. Waited a few minutes. Sure enough, cursing sounds came from outside. I unhurriedly pushed open my door. The bald man was standing right under the electrical box, his right hand tightly gripping the breaker switch. Seeing me come out, his expression was suddenly panic. What's up? Is the breaker fun to play with? The bald man held his breath and pushed hard, but his hand wouldn't budge. The glue from when your wife stuck her hand last time. Pretty effective, right? You insidious bastard. You pull my breaker in the middle of the night and ask who is insidious? Who says I pulled your breaker? I was pulling my own. Your own breaker? Your house is 801. You pulled 802. Are you blind or did you do it on purpose? Can't I make a mistake? Making a mistake once and a mistake twice. With your eyesight, maybe I should help you register for the ophthalmologist. You maliciously turned off my breaker. I can call the police. Doing it back and forth a few times. I don't know if my appliances are damaged. If they break, I'll have you pay for new ones. Hearing I'd ask for compensation, the bald man nearly jumped. Bullshit. What maliciously turning off the breaker? I haven't come out all afternoon. I just came out now. Who are you framing saying twice? Do you have proof? Opening your mouth just shows you're a rascal dog. I really don't have proof, but next time you play with breakers, be careful. Anyway, I have plenty of glue at home. Having said that, I went back inside. The bald man was left stomping his feet in anger. For the following week, next door was surprisingly quiet. I almost thought they had finally calmed down. Until that evening, I got back and found a huge box at my door. I leaned in and sniffed an indescribable sour stench, like something had fermented. I wasn't in a hurry to open the door. First took out my phone and snapped a photo. Then used my key to slice open a slit in the box. Shined my flashlight in. Good lord. A full box of rotten fruits, covered in crawling small white maggots, densely packed. Made my scalp tingle just looking at it. This couple, really regressing with their games. I first moved the box aside, opened the door to go home, then dug out a large garbage bag from the kitchen, put on rubber gloves, put that whole box of rotten fruit, box and all, inside, tied it tightly, placed it on my own balcony. The next day, I deliberately made a phone call at the door. Mom, I said I didn't want the cured meat. You guys keep it and eat it. What? It's already shipped and brought a lot of local specialties? I talked while inserting my key into the keyhole. Okay, leave the box at my door. He knocked and left. Seeing the delivery guy leave, the door next door opened. The bald man quickly carried the box back to his house. When I got back that evening, I hummed a song while opening my door. But 801's door was furiously swung open. What did you put in the box? What box? We opened it and it's full of maggots. Now they're crawling all over the floor. After a whole night of fermenting, the maggots in the rotten fruit had reproduced vigorously. Holding back my laughter, I said, "Ah, so you were the one who stole my specialties." Who stole your specialties? Stop framing people. It doesn't matter if you don't admit it. It's a gift for you to eat. Enjoy yourselves. I'll head in first. Before I closed the door, I heard the bald man roaring behind me. You stop right there. Of course I didn't stop. Outside came the sounds of the two arguing. It's all your fault. Insisting on taking cheap advantages. Now the whole house smells of stench. Yaozu can't even study. Let's send him back to First High School first. We'll come back after we clean up. There were sounds of a door opening and closing outside. I kept the name First High School in my mind. After these few rounds of conflict, I realized this couple's style was a wild rout of being shameless and unreasonable. But I didn't expect them to start using strategies. That afternoon, I was working at the office. My phone suddenly received a notification. The camera at my door detected unusual movement. I tapped to look. A man in a blue uniform was standing at my door, holding a measuring tape. He was measuring my outdoor AC unit left and right. The bald man stood beside him, pointing and saying something. I frowned, zoomed in, and saw the text on the back of the blue uniform. XX Environmental Testing Center. I paused and immediately understood. They were trying to use a professional method against me. In the evening, the bald man posted a document in the owners group. The title was Inspection Report on the Exceeding Noise of 802's Outdoor AC Unit. The document was filled with dense data. Something about decibels, national standards, environmental noise limits. It looked quite intimidating. The final conclusion read, when 802's outdoor AC unit operates, the noise level exceeds the national nighttime environmental noise limits, causing severe disturbance to surrounding residents. Neighbors. This is the result of the inspection by a professional agency I hired today. The noise of 802's outdoor AC unit seriously exceeds standards. It has already affected my son's normal study and rest. I demand that 802 dismantles the outdoor unit within 3 days, or replace it with quiet equipment. Otherwise, I will formally complain to the Environmental Protection Bureau, City Management, Neighborhood Office, Education Bureau, and other departments. The group was quiet for a bit. Then people started speaking up. Is one AC really that loud? And wasn't the AC originally approved for installation by property management? There's no reason why only 802's unit exceeds the noise standards. I stared at my phone screen. The corners of my mouth curled up slightly. This trick was indeed smarter than his previous one. If it were anyone else, they might actually be bluffed. Unfortunately, they ran into me. I didn't speak in the group. Instead, I first looked at the inspection report. The inspecting agency listed was XX Environmental Testing Center. I searched online, and this agency did exist, but the so-called inspection report was a mess of formatting. It didn't even have an official seal, just a handwritten signature. It looked like the bald man made it himself on Word. When it got past 11 p.m., the group went quiet. Everyone thought I wasn't going to respond. The bald man even posted a message. It seems some people are feeling guilty, too scared to speak. At this point, I unhurriedly typed a line. 801. Your inspection report. I've studied it carefully. I have a few questions for you. First, the report doesn't even have an official seal, just a handwritten signature. I can make 10 of these things in 3 minutes. Do you want some? Second, I checked the national standards. The daytime noise limit is 60 decibels. Your report says 52 decibels. It doesn't exceed the standard at all. Are you treating me like an idiot, or treating the whole building like idiots? After sending that, I added another sentence. Impersonating public officials is illegal, you know, and my door camera happened to record your face and the inspector's face in high definition. The bald man and Lu Ruyan were absolutely too scared to speak. After the fake report was exposed, the bald man stopped talking completely in the group. I thought they would calm down for a while, but the next day, I found a new item at my door. It was a U-lock with an iron chain. The chain went through my door handle and locked it to the nearby fire hydrant pipe. I laughed in anger, took out my phone, snapped a photo. Then I directly dialed 110. Hello, I want to report a crime. Someone is illegally restricting my personal freedom. They locked my front door with a padlock. I can't get out. The police arrived very quickly. About 15 minutes later, they were here. The bald man heard the noise and opened his door. Seeing the police, his expression was like he had swallowed a fly. What's going on? The police looked at the lock, then looked at the bald man. The bald man waved his hands frantically. I didn't lock it. I don't know what's going on. I stood inside and said through the door crack, Officer, there are only 2 households on this floor. My door got locked. If he didn't lock it, did a ghost lock it? Stop framing people. What proof do you have that I locked it? I pointed to the camera above the doorframe. I have surveillance video. Recorded you at 6:10 a.m. today, holding a lock and chain, squatting at my door for 5 minutes. Do you want me to pull it up for you to see right now? You see, he has surveillance. You'd better tell the truth now. Bluffed by this, the bald man chickened out. I just accidentally locked someone else's door handle. Together with a fire hydrant pipe, you are intentionally disturbing others' normal lives. If serious, it can be treated as picking quarrels and provoking trouble. Do you know that? I'll unlock it immediately. Right away. The chain was taken off. I pushed the door open and walked out. Officer, this isn't the first time. Before, he splashed dirty water at my door, poured glue into my keyhole, pulled my breaker in the middle of the night, and piled garbage at my door. I tolerated it all. But this time he directly locked my door. I can't tolerate it anymore. You're talking nonsense. When did I do all that? Should I pull up all the surveillance videos for you? The police strictly educated him, then said to me, how about this? I'll make a record first. If he has similar behavior again, contact us anytime. We will handle it according to the law. All right, thank you, officer. Neighbors should live in harmony. Don't get into fierce disputes over trivial matters. If there's a next time, it won't be as simple as just unlocking a door. The bald man repeatedly agreed. Yes, yes, yes. Seeing the police off, the bald man stood at the door looking at me. His eyes were full of reluctance, but he didn't dare say anything. I told you, I have a camera at my door. Everything you do, I record clearly. If you feel like it wasn't enough, you can always come again. Anyway, I'm very free. I have plenty of time to play with you. Finished speaking, I closed the door. Behind me came the sound of the bald man gritting his teeth. After the locking incident, the bald man became completely obedient, at least on the surface. For 2 consecutive weeks, there was no movement from opposite, but I knew clearly in my heart, this couple hadn't given up. They were thinking up new tricks. People like them never think they are wrong. They just think they failed this time and will try a different method next time. But I wasn't in a hurry. My biggest virtue is that I have plenty of time. I have plenty of patience. And to be honest, after fighting with them for so long, I actually got somewhat addicted. This day, the auntie downstairs sent me a message. Her tone was a bit nervous. Xiao Chen, I heard about something. You be careful. What is it? I heard from Auntie Wang in the next building. That bald man in 801 went to find a lawyer a couple of days ago. Said he wants to sue you. Sue for what? That you invaded their privacy and intentional injury. Seems like he wants to file a case in court. I looked at the message, paused for a moment, then laughed. Sue me? This couple. They are getting more and more interesting. I'd love to see what other tricks they can pull off. Sure enough, 3 days later, I received a text message, not from the court, but from the neighborhood mediation committee. The gist was, an owner reported a neighborhood dispute, and they hoped both parties could come for mediation to resolve the conflict. I stared at the text for a long time and couldn't help but laugh out loud. They know they are in the wrong. Too scared to go to court, so they changed to the mediation route. I didn't reply. Instead, I messaged the auntie downstairs first. Auntie, 801 has asked for neighborhood mediation. I heard the bald man went to the neighborhood office and made a scene, saying you were unreasonable, bullying their child, taking the gaokao, making it so his son couldn't study anymore. The neighborhood office had no choice, so they organized a mediation. His son couldn't study. What does that have to do with me? Who knows? Anyway, that's what he said. Xiao Chen, are you going? Going. Why wouldn't I? I want to see what kind of nonsense he can spout. The mediation was set for Friday afternoon in the small meeting room on the 3rd floor of the neighborhood office. I arrived 10 minutes early. When I pushed the door open, the bald man and Lu Ruyan were already sitting inside. When the couple saw me come in, their expressions were like they had eaten a mouthful of flies. Lu Ruyan still had that mean, bitter look, her eyes wide and glaring, looking like she wanted to nail me to the wall with her gaze. I smiled at them. Yo, here so early? Quite enthusiastic. The bald man snorted and said nothing. Lu Ruyan rolled her eyes and turned her face away. The mediator was a female comrade in her 40s, surnamed Lu, with a quite amiable attitude. Calling both parties here today is to resolve the conflict between neighbors. Everyone here is a neighbor, seeing each other coming and going. There's no need to be so stiff with each other. You each tell me your thoughts, and we'll discuss and solve it together. The bald man spoke first. Director Lu, I'll speak first. This person, from the day he moved in, has never behaved. On hot days, he runs the AC. The outdoor unit buzzes loudly. My son simply can't study. Our child is taking the gaokao this year. He's in the top 100 in the city. He's aiming for Tsinghua and Peking Uni. But this guy intentionally goes against us. Runs it day and night. Even splashed dirty water at our door. Sprayed stinky stuff. Smeared glue on the door handle. My wife's hand was injured by him. Look. As he said that, he held up Lu Ruyan's hand. The mediator looked at me. Resident of 802. Do you have anything to say? Director Lu, can I ask a few questions? Go ahead. I turned to the bald man. You say my AC affects your son's studies. May I ask what time your son wakes up? What time he goes to bed? What does that have to do with you? Didn't you say the AC affects him? I need to know his schedule to see if it really affects him. The bald man hesitated. My son studies until 2 a.m. every day. Gets up at 7 a.m. to memorize text. Then your son studies over 10 hours every day. Admirable spirit. Let me ask you another question. Are your house's windows closed? Closed. Of course they are closed. For sound insulation, our windows have double-glazed glass. Closed tightly. Then there's your answer. Your windows are closed. My AC outdoor unit is outside, separated by your double-glazed glass. How much noise could there be? But my son's room is right opposite your AC outdoor unit. It's loud. Then why don't you switch his room? Your house has 3 bedrooms, right? Switch to a south-facing room and it's solved. You don't get to manage how we arrange our rooms. I'm not managing it. I'm just helping you. Thinking of ways to solve the problem. Lu Ruyan interjected. We want you to turn off the AC. If you turn it off, there wouldn't be any issue. Auntie. On a 40-degree day, you want me to turn off my AC. Do you think that's reasonable? The mediator chimed in. I also feel that's not very reasonable. What's unreasonable about it? We haven't turned ours on either. That's your own choice, not my obligation. I pay for electricity. I use appliances legally. I haven't violated any laws. The mediator nodded next to me. Then what about splashing dirty things at our door? That's definitely wrong, right? You say I splashed dirty things at your door? Any proof? If the stench wasn't your doing, whose was it? That's not right to say. There's a stench in the hallway. Maybe it's because it's too hot and the sewer is backing up smells. You can't just smell something bad and pin it on my head. Furthermore, before, your family smeared kitchen waste on my door. I have video evidence for that. Do you want to see? I took out my phone, acting as if to pull up the video. Lu Ruyan's face turned pale instantly. The mediator looked at their expressions and probably figured it out for the most part. Alright, since both parties have grievances, let's deal with the issues directly. We'll resolve them one by one. First, regarding the AC noise issue. 802. Your AC outdoor unit is indeed quite close to 801 study. Can you think of a way to do some shock absorption or soundproofing? Director Lu, I can spend a few $100 to buy shock absorbing pads and put them under the outdoor unit to reduce vibration, but asking me to turn off the AC or dismantle the unit, impossible. The mediator nodded, looked toward the bald man. What do you think? The bald man wanted to say something else, but Lu Ruyan tugged his sleeve. He reluctantly nodded. Fine, pads it is. Mediation ended. Both parties signed the mediation agreement. Out the door of the neighborhood office, the bald man walked up to me. Don't think this is over. I didn't think it was over. If you feel it's not over, let's keep playing. Anyway, I'm a person who has plenty of time. The bald man glared at me, turned around and left. It was indeed not over, because I now had something even funnier in my hands. The weekend after the mediation, I kept my word, bought a set of shock-absorbing pads, and padded the AC outdoor unit. Honestly, the noise did get a bit quieter, though it wasn't loud to begin with. But I knew what the bald man wanted wasn't for me to reduce the vibration. What he wanted was for me to yield. As long as I didn't turn off the AC, he would never let it go. Sure enough, less than 3 days after the pads were installed, the bald man started acting up again. That night, I was eating at home. I suddenly heard a thumping sound coming from the hallway. It sounded like someone was smashing something. I opened the surveillance camera to look. The bald man, holding an iron bar, was standing in the hallway, tapping and banging on the pipes on the wall. That sound traveled up along the pipes. The whole building could hear it, especially my house. Buzzing. Like an earthquake. I just let him knock. After a while, the upstairs neighbors finally couldn't take it anymore and started tagging 801 in the group. What are you doing downstairs? Are you sick in the head? The uncle in 902 was even more direct. 801, let me tell you, if you knock one more time, I'll go downstairs and smash your door right now. I mean what I say. Seeing he had provoked public outrage, the bald man played dead in the group, not daring to say a word. It's a pity he stopped, but I had no intention of swallowing my anger. At 2 a.m., I turned on my Bluetooth speaker, pressed it against the wall shared with 801, and started playing Red Wedding Dress. The creepy children's voices in the night sounded exceptionally terrifying. I set it to loop. The volume was just right, just enough to penetrate the wall, but not enough to disturb other floors. In less than 2 minutes, my door was being banged on loudly. I unhurriedly walked over and opened the door. Do you have any F***king manners? Playing Ghost Whales in the middle of the night. My son has to go to school tomorrow. Do you know that? Hasn't your son already gone back to school? The bald man obviously didn't expect me to know. Even so, you can't play Ghost Whales late at night. If you dare to knock on the pipes, I dare to play this. If you dare to knock again next time, I'll go play it right by your pillow. After the pipe knocking incident, the bald man seemed to finally realize something. Fighting with me, he wouldn't gain any advantage. During the days of the Gokao, the whole building was unusually quiet. It wasn't because everyone was really afraid of the bald man, but because everyone knew. This was the third time the child was walking into the exam room. No matter how much of a jerk his parents were, the child was innocent. The night the Gaokao ended, the whole building breathed a sigh of relief, but the real good show had just begun. After the Gaokao ended, the bald man sent a message in the group. His tone was completely different from before, no longer cursing and swearing, but rather triumphant. Neighbors, my son did exceptionally well this time, estimating a score above 650. Tsinghua or Peking Uni might be a stretch, but a Project 985 university is absolutely guaranteed. Seeing no one replying, he started tagging me again. At 802, didn't you say my son wouldn't do well? My son scored 650. Feel slapped in the face? Seeing I ignored him, Lu Ruyan thought I didn't dare to answer, and instantly got fired up too. Some people just can't stand to see others do well. They're losers themselves, and can't stand other people's kids being successful. Exactly. Weren't you so talkative before? Why are you silent now? Gone mute? Someone in the group couldn't stand it anymore, and said quietly, the results aren't even out yet. It's not too late to talk after they come out. Do we need to wait? Could what my son says be fake? He's always in the city's top 100 in mock exams. Exactly. Our child has been smart since he was little. Unlike some people, the two of them were triumphant, as if they had already seen their son being fought over by Tsinghua and Peking Uni. But only I knew, it was impossible for his son to score 650, because he didn't even take the Gaokao. The story starts from a month ago. I have an aunt who is a teacher at First High School. When I learned Sun Yaozu went to school there, I asked my aunt to check on his grades, but unexpectedly, I found out Sun Yaozu had stopped going to school a long time ago because he skipped classes and fought every day and bullied classmates. He was expelled from the school and never went to school since then. He didn't even register for the Gaokao, so how could he score 650? I held this in for a month because I was waiting for an opportunity when they were most triumphant, most arrogant, and would fall the hardest. And this opportunity arrived on the day the Gaokao results were released. Scores are out. Scores are out. My son checked his 698 points, 19th in the city, top 200 in the province. I told you my son was capable. You guys didn't believe it before. 698. Tsinghua and Peking Uni are guaranteed. The group was in an uproar. 698? That high? That's really impressive. Congratulations. Truly capable. We misunderstood before. 801 tagged me at 802. Look, Their kid got 698. Shouldn't you apologize? The bald man took the opportunity to twist the knife. No need to apologize. Just don't turn on your AC in the future. My son still has to stay home for 2 months during the summer. Can't let him be wrong. Exactly. 698 points. Whose kid among you could score that? I stared at that 698 and couldn't help but laugh out loud. Sun Yaozu really dared to make things up. I sent a message in the group at 8:01. Your son scored 698. Are you sure? What? You don't believe it? Do you want me to send a screenshot of the report card for you to see? Go ahead and send it. I'm waiting. After a long while, there was no activity in the group. Where's the screenshot? Don't tell me you haven't finished photoshopping it yet. Stop being so sarcastic. Why should I send it to you? Who do you think you are? Then send it to the group admin. Let the admin prove it for you. My son said the report card needs to be kept for the admissions office. Can't just casually send it out. Oh. So the 698 you just mentioned was just what your son told you. You haven't seen the report card with your own eyes. What do you mean? Would my son lie to me? I slowly typed out a line. Not necessarily. Then I posted that photo. This is your son, right? Coincidentally, on the day of the Gaokao, I happened to go to an internet cafe and found your precious son playing games there. He didn't go take the Gaokao at all. Bullshit. You photoshopped this. If you don't believe it, go look at his report card. The group went silent. Then I heard sounds coming from next door. Say that again. A loud crash, like someone smashing something. You didn't take the Gaokao? Didn't you say you went to school every day? Didn't you say you were in the advanced class? Lu Ruyan's voice rang out too, sounding tearful. Son, speak up. What on earth is going on? Then came Sun Yaozu's voice. I didn't go. Then going out every day. Where were you going? Internet cafe. Silence for a moment. Then came the bald man's voice. F***ck your mother. F***ck your mother. Loud crash after loud crash. Like smashing things. Lu Ruyan was crying and shouting at the same time. Stop hitting him. What's the use of hitting him? If I don't hit him, what's he good for? 3 years. Hiding it from me every day to go to the internet cafe. And taking my money. That's also because you forced him. You forced him to aim for Tsinghua and peeking every day. Does he even have that capability? If he doesn't, he should have said so earlier. They argued for who knows how long. It finally went quiet. Then the bald man left the group chat. Lu Ruyan also left the group chat. I went out early and came back late every day as usual. For 2 weeks straight, I didn't run into the couple. The bald man didn't come looking for trouble either. Well, yeah, his own family was already a mess. Where would he find the energy to fight with me? I thought this was the end of it. Facts proved I was too naive. That night, I worked overtime until very late. It was nearly midnight when I drove back to the community. Half the lights in the underground parking were broken. It was dim and dark. I had just parked my car and pushed the door open to get out when I heard footsteps behind me before I could even turn around. The back of my head took a heavy blow. Right before I lost consciousness, I heard a familiar voice. You **king ruined my whole family. I want your life for it. When I woke up, I was tied to a chair. The bald man was standing right in front of me, still holding an iron pipe in his hand, staring at me grimly, seeing me open my eye. He even patted my face with the iron pipe. Awake? Do you know? Because of you, our family has become a joke to the whole community. You made yourself the joke of the community. It has nothing to do with me. Bullshit. It's all because you went against me. It's all because you posted about my son in the group. Now I can't even hold my head up in this building. He got more agitated as he spoke. My wife doesn't even dare to look up when going out, hiding from people even when buying groceries. My son ran away from home. He still hasn't come back. A perfectly good family, ruined by you. Hearing his bullshit logic, I almost laughed in anger. So he thinks it's not his son's problem. Lying to the family for 3 years, but my problem for telling the truth. I brought you here today, just to end things with you. You made my family too ashamed to face people. I'm going to make you taste the consequences. After saying that, he walked behind me. When he returned, he had a plastic jerrycan in his hands. Is this lunatic trying to take my life? The bald man placed the can by my feet, unscrewed the cap. I've checked. This place is an abandoned warehouse in the suburbs. No one comes here. Once the fire burns, there will be nothing left. The police won't trace it back to me. He squatted down and slowly poured the gasoline by my feet. The liquid spread out, soaking my pant legs. Do you have anything else to say? Do you think silencing me will stop your family from being a joke? No, you were a joke to begin with. I merely let everyone see it. Shut up. You believe whatever your son says? Because you want to believe it. You want to believe your son is a genius. You want to believe your family is better than others. You want to believe that all your problems are someone else's fault? Why did your son lie to you for 3 years? Because he didn't dare tell you the truth. Why didn't he dare to tell you the truth? Because you never treated him as a person. You only treated him as a tool to show off to the neighbors. As I spoke, I used the key in my hand to saw at the zip ties binding my wrists. I told you to shut up. Did you hear me? The next second, he raised the iron pipe and swung it at me. Right at that moment, I forcefully raised my legs and kicked him hard in the knee. The bald man let out a miserable scream. Plunging forward, the iron pipe flew out of his hand, clattering into the corner. He lay on the ground, trying to get up, but his knee was kicked pretty hard. He propped himself up but fell back down again. I didn't give him a second chance. I fell sideways onto the floor, chair and all. Using gravity, I brought my hands from under my butt to the front. I bit down on one end of the zip tie and pulled hard. The plastic cut into the flesh of my wrists. Blood flowed down my fingers, but I couldn't care about that. Gritting my teeth, I kept pulling. Finally, the zip tie snapped. I shook off the broken plastic from my hands, tore off the tape on my ankles, and stood up. The bald man had already gotten up, charging at me with the steel pipe. I'll beat you to death. I dodged and kicked him down. You idiot. Even now you you think everything is someone else's fault. To actually come up with such a stupid way of getting revenge. Kidnapping. Attempted murder. Guess how many years these charges will get you in prison? The bald man seemed to have just remembered the consequences. His face instantly turned pale. I picked up the steel pipe and beat him until he lost his mobility, then took out my phone to call the police. While waiting for the police, I said, "Did you really think your tricks were so clever? They only work to bully honest people who avoid trouble. Against someone tough, you can't even win once." The bald man glared at me with bloodshot eyes. "It's all your fault. All because of you. If you hadn't come, our family wouldn't have become like this." "That's true. If I hadn't come, you guys would still be throwing your weight around in the group. Have you no shame?" Just as I finished speaking, I heard the police sirens. The bald man was hauled into the police car by 2 officers. Lu Ruyan got the news from somewhere. By the time she rushed to the scene, the police car had already driven away. She gave me a resentful look, turned around and left. On the 4th day after the bald man went in, I was lying on the couch scrolling on my phone. A friend suddenly sent me a message. "Bro, you're trending." I was taken aback. Trending on what? My friend sent over a link. It was a page on a short video platform. I clicked it open. The title read, "Woman living alone stalked by perverted neighbor for over a year. Physically and mentally exhausted. Nowhere to turn for help." In the video, a woman sat in front of the camera, covering her face. Although the image was blurred, but I could still recognize the woman in the video was indeed Lu Ruyan. "My husband is not at home." The male neighbor across the hall started peeping at me. He stares at me from his balcony every day. He even installed a camera at his door, filming my door. I endured all of this. But yesterday after I got off work, he actually rushed up and hugged me. I'm really on the verge of a breakdown. I beg everyone to help me share this. Let more people see this. I've already called the police, but the police said there's not enough evidence. I just want justice. I stared at this video. My mind was just buzzing. The popularity of this video was very high. There were hundreds of comments below it. So pitiful. This kind of pervert should be locked up. Sisters, push this to the top. Let more people see it. Dox this pervert. This kind of person should face social death. Let him know what cyberbullying is. Don't be impulsive. What if it's not true? Not true? A woman said it in tears. Could it be fake? Whose side are you on? More and more netizens flooded in. Someone doxed my phone number. My phone started ringing like crazy. Unknown numbers called in one after another. SMS notifications pinged non-stop, all cursing me. I turned off my phone and took a deep breath. Lu Ruyan's move here was ruthless. I put my phone on do not disturb mode. I wasn't in a hurry to respond because I knew when swept up by such emotions, any explanation would be seen as a sophistry. I needed sufficient evidence. I opened my computer, logged into my cloud storage account. It held all the surveillance footage from the past half year. I downloaded all the videos from the recent week and started watching them slowly. Sure enough, the times Lu Ruyan claimed that I was staring at her from the balcony, the camera showed I wasn't even home. But this wasn't enough to reverse the public opinion. Netizens don't care about the truth. They only care about emotions. In the face of a mob mentality, the truth doesn't matter. I leaned into the peephole to look. By the 3rd night, past 2 a.m., footsteps suddenly echoed in the hallway. I leaned into the peephole to look. A man wearing a baseball cap walked out of the elevator. He pulled his brim down, looked left and right, and walked straight to Lu Ruyan's door. Lu Ruyan opened the door wearing a nightgown. The man grabbed her by the waist, and the two hugged right at the doorway. They didn't even have time to close the door. Good lord, she really did have a lover. What a pity. I didn't have time to take a picture, but I wasn't in a hurry. I knew that guy would come back. These past few days, Lu Ruyan was getting increasingly popular online, relying on the persona of being stalked by a perverted neighbor. She posted several videos in a row. Her followers grew from a few hundred to tens of thousands. The comment section was full of righteous indignation, but I didn't care, because I knew the higher she climbed, the harder she would fall. On the 8th night, the man in the baseball cap came again. I crouched at the staircase, excitedly holding my phone to record a video. In the frame, the two of them embraced and kissed for a full half-minute. I returned to my apartment, saved 3 backups of the video, and slept with total satisfaction. The next day, I registered a new account with the nickname Resident of 802. My bio only had one sentence: "I am the peeping pervert you are all talking about." Then I tagged Lu Ruyan. The comment section was overrun in a second. The peeping Tom actually dares to show his face. How do you have the nerve to tag her? Live stream at 8 p.m. tonight. I will reveal everything. The comments exploded even more. The peeping Tom dares to do a live stream? Shameless. Desperate for negative traffic. Must be crazy. Sisters, get ready. We're going to tear him apart tonight. Be there on time at 8. I want to see what he has to say for himself. I turned off my phone and took a nap. At 8 p.m. I started the live stream. Thousands of people poured into the room instantly. The live chat was flying thickly, almost all of them cursing me. The pervert is here. Do you want to peep on someone in the stream too? Shameless trash. How did your mom give birth to someone like you? Viewership soared directly to over 3,000. Lu Ruyan was also there. I waited for the chat to fly for a bit before speaking. Everyone, I started this stream today not to argue with you. You guys are cursing me because you think I am a peeping Tom. But what if I say you've all been deceived? Stop trying to clear your name. Where's the evidence? Speak with evidence. Fine, I'll give you evidence. Then I took the previous evidence, the surveillance footage, and the video of Lu Ruyan cheating with another man, and played them one by one. After watching this, the chat instantly fell silent. Then came a sea of question marks. Holy sh*t, that's her lover, right? Didn't she say her husband husband was out of town on business? A woman living alone being stalked by a pervert. This is F***king cheating getting caught on camera. Damn, I actually sympathized with her just now. Everyone, I am Lu Ruyan's neighbor. She's nothing like her persona. She's not a newlywed woman living alone while her husband is away. She's been married for many years. Her son is already in high school. The reason she's living alone right now is because her husband was just sentenced. The charge was attempted murder of me, her neighbor. This was her taking revenge on me. Holy sh**t. Real or fake? So explosive. Lu Ruyan, come out and say something. Saw your profile picture was here just now. Everyone started tagging her, but Lu Ruyan didn't make a sound. By the way, let me show you what this wonderful couple has been doing. Saying this, I played the previous surveillance footage. The live stream exploded completely. IF**King. 40 degrees not letting him turn on AC. Are these human? Ha 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 ha. The streamer is pretty tough, fighting back and forth with the couple. Tagging Lu Ruyan, get out here and explain. Your husband kidnapped someone, and you slandered them. What kind of family are you? Seeing the wind change, Lu Ruyan's profile picture disappeared from the stream. She ran away, feeling guilty. I just sympathized with her. So F***king disgusting. This guy is too miserable. Being tormented for half a year and being cyberbullied. When I closed the stream, the number of viewers had reached nearly 8,000. Those who once cursed me are now swarming Lu Ruyan's account. I leaned back in my chair and took a long sigh of relief. Opened my phone. Lu Ruyan's homepage was now set to private, but the videos she posted before were already screenshotted and spread everywhere. The comments turned from sympathizing with you sister to liar. Shameless, your husband kidnapped someone, and you slandered them. The matter blew up. It was being spread in the homeowner group. Xiao Chen, I saw that video. Luckily you had the proof. Otherwise, you couldn't even explain yourself. They were too evil, that couple. Yeah, too evil. The last time I saw Lu Ruyan, she was moving out. Later, I heard in the group chat that 801 had already moved out. The house was already listed for sale with the property management. A month later, new neighbors moved in opposite. A young couple. And they had a 3-year-old daughter. On their first day moving in, the husband knocked on my door, holding a plate of fruit. Hello, we are the new neighbors. Please take care of us. I took the fruit, smilingly said, welcome. If you need anything, let me know. He looked at the AC behind me, smiling, said, your AC is quite cool. We installed ours too. Now the summer will be comfortable. Yes. Closing the door, I put the fruit on the table, picked up an apple and took a bite. The auntie downstairs messaged, Xiao Chen, how are the new neighbors? Quite good. They are normal people. Auntie sent a big laughing emoji. The cicadas outside are still chirping. On this 40-degree day, it's terribly hot, but I'm blowing the AC, eating an apple, feeling fantastic. This story ends here. But I think if I encounter neighbors like this in the future, I will still do the same, because some people don't deserve tolerance, some don't deserve forgiveness, and for me, my biggest virtue is that I never let people get away with it.